At his 40th year, Jung had achieved everything that he had wished for himself. He had achieved honor, power, wealth, knowledge, and every human happiness. But then his desire for all this ceased. The vision of the flood gripped him, and he felt the spirit of the depths which drove him to an unbearable inner longing. "My soul, where are you? Do you hear me? I speak, I call you. Are you there? I have returned, I am here again. I have shaken the dust of all the lands from my feet, and I have come to you. I am with you. After long years of long wandering, I have come to you again. Should I tell you everything I have seen, experienced, and drunk in? Or do you not want to hear about all the noise of life and the world? But one thing you must know. The one thing I have learned is that one must live this life. This life is the way, the long sought after way to the unfathomable, which we call divine. My soul, my journey should continue with you. I will wander with you and ascend to my solitude." The spirit of the depths forced Jung to say this and at the same time to undergo it against himself, since he had not expected it then. He still labored misguidedly under the spirit of this time, and thought differently about the human soul. "I thought and spoke much of the soul. I knew many learned words for her. I had judged her and turned her into a scientific object. I did not consider that my soul cannot be the object of my judgment or my knowledge. Much more are my judgment and knowledge the objects of my soul. Therefore, the spirit of the depths forced me to speak to my soul, to call upon her as a living and self-existing being. I had to become aware that I had lost my soul." From this, we learn how the spirit of the depths considers the soul. It sees her as a living and self-existing being, and with this, it contradicts the spirit of this time, for whom the soul is a thing dependent on man. I had to accept that what I had previously called my soul was not at all my soul, but a dead system. Hence, I had to speak to my soul as to something far off and unknown, which did not exist through me, but through whom I existed. As Jung accepts this truth about the soul, he cautions the readers about the dangers of not paying attention to one's own soul. Hunger makes the soul into a beast that devours the unbearable and is poisoned by it. My friends, it is wise to nourish the soul, otherwise you will breed dragons and devils in your heart. Jung then talks about the significance of dreams and how they are the medium through which the soul communicates with you. "I must learn that the dregs of my thought, my dreams, are the speech of my soul. I must carry them in my heart and go back and forth over them in my mind, like the words of the person dearest to me. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul. Why should I henceforth not love my dreams, and not make their riddling images into objects of my daily consideration? You think that the dream is foolish and ungainly. What is beautiful? What is ungainly? What is clever? What is foolish? The spirit of this time is your measure, but the spirit of the depths surpasses it at both ends. Only the spirit of this time knows the difference between large and small, but this difference is invalid, like the spirit which recognizes it. The spirit of the depths taught Jung to consider his actions and his decisions as dependent on dreams. Dreams pave the way for life, and they determine you without you understanding their language. One would like to learn this language, but scholarliness alone is not enough. There is a knowledge of the heart that gives deeper insight. So how to attain this knowledge of the heart? As Jung says, you can attain this knowledge only by living your life to the full. You live your life fully if you also live what you have never yet lived, but have left for others to live or to think. You should say, the life that I could still live, I should live, and the thoughts that I could still think, I should think. It appears as though you want to flee from yourself so as not to have to live what remains unlived until now. But you cannot flee from yourself. It is with you all the time and demands fulfillment. If you pretend to be blind and dumb to this demand, you feign being blind and deaf to yourself. This way, you will never reach the knowledge of the heart. The knowledge of your heart is how your heart is. From a cunning heart, you will know cunning. From a good heart, you will know goodness. So that your understanding becomes perfect, consider that your heart is both good and evil.